with David Moadel. I've got my frequent guest. He is Rich from richtvlive.com. All right, Rich, I hear that we're both going to be recording today and putting out some information, and also you're back in Canada. Is that true?
That is correct. That is correct. How you doing today, David?
Awesome. All right. So it looked from our previous videos where you gave some amazing, calls. I don't want to call them predictions because we don't tell people what to buy or sell here at Looking at the Markets or at Rich TV Live. But you did some amazing things over there where you recommended some stocks and some cryptos that have done quite nicely since you made those calls. I wanted to go over some of your successes and your outlook for the future. And also want to direct people over to richtvlive.com. It's right behind you on that screen there. So check it out, folks, Rich TV Live. So are you going to be recording today as well for your channel?
Yeah, we're actually live on Rich TV Live right now. So
Awesome.
it's great to get you, and get an opportunity to speak to you about what's been going on. And there's
Yep.
so much news that is happening all the time. So I think it's cool that, every week we get an opportunity to just kind of like update everything that's been happening on a day-to-day basis.
Yep.
Because there's so many things and in the cryptocurrency world and the stock market and the economy,
Yep.
there's so much news. I think it's cool that sometimes we could just kind of like talk about it, right?
Nothing wrong with that. But let me reiterate. Rich's picks have done quite well. Rich was in the Dominican Republic, as we all know, for the regular viewers, and he made some picks there. Rich, you didn't get to do much trading though in the Dominican Republic. Now that you're back, are you going to be doing some more trading?
Yeah, well, I've already been doing trading. I've been accumulating all my favorite picks. So, I talked about GBTC on the show.
Yep.
We talked about it. It went from $20. It went all the way down to $9. It went back to $20. Now it's
Yep.
down to $15.75. Now you say, why is this down? Well, Bitcoin is down.
Right.
So when you're looking at these markets, you need to really look at these markets like when the market is down, those are your opportunities to buy. And
Yeah.
then when Bitcoin jumps back up to $20, there's your opportunity to make a spread. The problem is that as human beings, we get so caught up in winning that when it goes to 20, we think it's going to go to 25 and 30 and 40 and it's never going to stop. What
Yeah.
we have to learn how to do when we're snipering or when we're trading is when we see it goes up 20, 30%, we got to learn to just take it.
Yeah.
Like if you're a hunter and you go and you travel a few kilometers to get that kill for the day, you don't just leave it out there. You take it and you bring it back home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for people that want to make money day to day, those 20, 30% spurts in the market will usually be followed with some type of a retraction.
Yeah. That's normal. Trees don't grow straight to heaven, as they say, and stocks and cryptocurrencies, they don't go straight up every single day, even during rallies. They may go up 3, 4, 5 days in a row or even more, but it's more like a staircase where it's 2 steps up, 1 step backward, 2 steps up, 1 step backward. That is normal, all right? And so you want to do what Rich says, which is learn how to exit. It's not just about entering at the right time. Just as important, maybe more important, is knowing when to take your profits. All right. We are hunters. We're snipers, some of us. And we have to be nimble in this volatile market, whether it's blue chips, which are down today, the S&P 500, the Dow, they're down today, or whether it's cryptos, which are also down today. I remember going on Facebook earlier today, seeing posts from people like Greg Manarino and some other well-known people mentioning, oh my goodness, these things are all down today. What is going on? Rich, is there any way or is there any need to try to explain these day-to-day price action movements in cryptos, or should we just let them happen?
Well, I think it's going to happen. I mean, cryptocurrencies and marijuana stocks specifically, the two areas that I believe are my expertise for investing, which I'm not an expert, but I have been doing it for a while now. I know how to set up accounts. I have multiple accounts. I can buy and sell and trade cryptocurrencies and marijuana stocks all day long. Those are the two areas that I like and I enjoy. I would not suggest that everybody does it because cryptocurrencies is very risky. I believe it's more volatile than anything else. And marijuana stocks is also very volatile. However, they're two industries that have huge growth potential in the next 5 to 10 years. So if you're willing to take a long-term approach to your investing and your investing strategy, and you accumulate all the best companies, like for example, I own a lot of HIP, HIP, NKRWF in America, HIP in Canada. Also, a big part of that company is the Tragically Hip, a huge Canadian icon, a huge celebrity status, music industry icon. So they're involved in that company, and they just raised $92 million. I mean,
that's huge.
$92 million. And I'm doing these videos and I'm putting it out there and I'm reading it. And I remember last year when they were raising 5 million, 10 million. I remember when they were raising 50 million, and that was a lot. Now they're raising 92 million. And then I look at Abcan, ABCN, another one that I love. Okay? And Abcan, they have $135 million in the bank, David. And I'll tell you one thing about Canadian companies, okay? Being a Canadian, they are more conservative, all right? They are not going to just spend it.
Right.
They're not going to just spend it. They won't. So that money will sit on the balance sheet. So the more money they accumulate, the bigger balance sheet they have, the more interest investors will have in investing in these types of opportunities, especially when there's a company out there that's at $1.99 in Canada, okay? It's even lower in America.
Right.
And because of the price of the obviously the difference in the dollar, right?
Sure.
But that's the only difference. It's the same company. And you're going to get an opportunity to buy into a company that has $135 million in the bank, is an early stage mover in the medical marijuana industry, has a license from Health Canada, $135 million in the bank at $2.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
I'm telling you right
now. What Rich
now.
is referring to, just to slow down for people who may not know, the first one you referred to is called New Strike Resources. I actually have these on my watch list as well. In Canada, if you're interested in New Strike Resources, the ticker symbol in Canada is HIP, HIP. In the United States, it is NWKRF. There it is, New Strike Resources. And these are marijuana-related stocks here. The other one Rich referred to is called Abcan. Abcan in Canada is ABCN. It is exactly $2 a share right now. In the United States, Abcan is ABCCF. It is $1.55 right now. These are two that you called quite a while ago, actually. You made those picks, and they've gone up substantially since then. Yes, today they're down, but there's so much further up since when you made those calls. So now that they are down, is the fact that a stock is down 5 or 10% in one day, is that enough to make you want to buy more of it or buy it if you don't have a position?
Well, I've been accumulating all of these, and I've been accumulating them at different levels, okay?
Yeah.
When I started talking about these last year, Abcan was at 80 cents.
Yeah.
So when I look at it at $2, people are like, oh, it's down. Yeah, short term from its 52-week highs.
Right.
Like it's down from its 52-week highs. Do I believe it will surpass its 52-week highs? Yes. Do I believe it's going to surpass them right now today when everybody wants them to? No.
Right.
So do I believe now's the time to buy? Yes. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I think now is the time to buy, man. And I'm buying. And I'm going to keep buying. So I own all of these, Dave. I own HIP. I own Abcan. I don't own Cron right now. I broke this too. I don't know if you're aware of this, but MJN, Chronos Group, just graduated to the NASDAQ under the symbol Cron, CRON.
Right.
And I broke this when I was in the Dominican Republic. I broke this news before anybody
Yep.
else on YouTube. First of
Yep.
all, I want to make that clear. Nobody else on YouTube even mentioned this. I
Right.
broke it before it happened. Then it went up 30% in the next 3 days. Now, I'm not here to tell people when to sell, but that's the time to sell,
Right.
right? When you see something that goes up 30%, now when it comes back down and it's down 1% today, that's not even really a retraction.
No.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's nothing. That shows how strong it is, right?
Right. Right.
And
Yep.
I look at HMMJ, which is the ETF for all the top medical marijuana plays in North America, and it's down 1.7% today. So you will
Yep.
see red in the entire industry today,
Sure.
mainly because of this.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the barometer.
Right. That's
You
a
know?
great point. That's the Horizons Marijuana Life Sciences ETF. It is a basket of some of the most popular Canadian and a few American, but mostly Canadian marijuana companies or stocks in there. On the Toronto Stock Exchange, it is HMMJ. In the United States, it is HMLSF. HMLSF. And you also mentioned Kronos, CRON. And that's recently on the NASDAQ, which is pretty exciting. I remember you broke that. And again, it went up substantially since you mentioned it. Yes, it is down today. After going up 30%, for Kronos to come down about the same amount as HMMJ, about the same amount as the entire marijuana sector, should not be surprising or even significant. That's nothing. That doesn't even count. One day is not a huge deal, folks. If you're like Rich and you think long term, then you don't sweat over one day. And you don't get too excited if it goes up in one day, although you certainly might consider taking your profits, though. That's a great outlook for it. So again, Kronos Group, $9.74. It's less than $10, although more expensive certainly than some of the other ones we've mentioned. The entire marijuana sector, it's interesting. It went up a lot. I'm talking about over the last 6 months. It went up substantially and then had a bit of a mini crash. It seems to be recovering, not today. We're in a weird spot. I don't know how to read this chart on HMMJ, on the marijuana sector. How do you even read a chart like that, or how do you read the sector as a whole?
I predicted this before, and I'm going to predict it again. This will be flat. It will trade up and down like a roller coaster for the next 6 months. Now is the time to load up on all your best cryptocurrencies and marijuana stocks, because now the markets are going through a transitionary period where nobody really knows what's going to happen with legalization of marijuana in Canada right now, because it's all just kind of like a guessing game. They're all saying it's going to happen, but nobody really knows the date. So there's a lot of like speculation. And with cryptocurrencies, it's similar. They've skyrocketed. They've kind of come back to life a little bit, even though they're still up enormous amounts across the board. So there's still the opportunity for things to come back down. Long term, if you invest in good companies, you're going to win. So what I've been doing is I've been investing more in Cannabis Wheaton. Cannabis Wheaton, I just dropped the video, guys. Take a look at the video. I love this company, man. For it to be at $1.26 to $1.27 right now is mind-boggling, okay? They have the ability to grow 200 million grams of marijuana a year.
Nice.
200 million grams of marijuana a year with a street price average of $10 per gram is $2 billion annually that they will be a part of. Because what they do is they invest in all the top companies.
Right.
And they are participating with companies like Abcan. So they're very heavily involved and invested in about, I think it's 16 of the top licensed producers that they're involved with, like they're owners of. They own more than 10% of these companies. So they have an invested interest, millions of dollars in some of the largest producers. So they have a very unique situation. And as those companies grow and mature, you will see Cannabis Wheaton grow and mature. This is a company that I think has enormous potential. Okay?
That's cannabis. Okay, Cannabis Wheaton on the Toronto Stock Exchange. I'm sorry, on the
CBW.
CBE, Canadian Exchange. That is CBW. In
Correct.
the United States, CBWTF.
That's correct.
And as we might expect, as Rich explained, the Canadian version is a little bit more expensive because it's because of the exchange rate of Canadian dollars to American dollars. In the United States, CBWTF is only $1.26 right now. I've got it at 164 on the Canadian side. Very interesting. And yeah, I'm reading the description of Cannabis Wheaton. It's a Canada-based investment company that seeks to provide investor returns through streams and capital appreciation in the Canadian cannabis industry. They fund a number of things: facility expansions, operations, initial construction, and they promote new opportunities while licensed producers maintain their brand autonomy and gain access to scaling flexibility. All right. So they support licensed producers and other types of Canadian pot stocks, as we like to call it here.
That's correct.
Pretty good volume, I should say. Today, the volume is about 2.5 million. Average daily volume around 4 million, according to Google Finance. Market cap 627 million approximately. So this is not some rinky-dink little company. Even though it is low priced, companies can be low priced and yet still be big companies with plenty of volume. And I recommend only investing in companies with plenty of volume, decent market caps. You want the market cap to be in the millions, or better yet, hundreds of millions, or even billions if possible. It's not always possible. Cannabis Wheaton, I like it. 52-week range on Cannabis Wheaton. This is the Canadian one, CBW. 52-week range, it was 9 cents at one point, and then it went up to $3.35. Now it's $1.64, somewhere in the middle. So you won't be buying at the bottom, you won't be buying at the top. Do you look at 52-week ranges? I'm assuming you do. And would you agree that it's very important not to buy anywhere near the top of that 52-week range?
Yeah, you never want to buy anything at a 52-week high. You'd much rather be buying at a 52-week low, and learn how to buy at the bottom of your chart. If you're starting to buy at the top of your chart, you're playing with suicide. You need to learn to buy at the bottom of the chart. You need to buy in the red. You need to buy on these days when these companies are down, when these companies that are huge long-term winners are hugely grossly undervalued. These are the opportunities of a lifetime. Like, this to me is like a penny stock range. Like, I look at Canopy Growth Corp, okay? It's at $24 in America. This was at $1 last year at this time.
Yeah.
Like $1. Like, people don't understand.
Unbelievable.
It's been as high as 40 plus in Canada.
Yeah.
So I know people that invested when it was at $1.
Right.
So when I get an opportunity to see a company like this grow, and I see the same characteristics in Canopy Growth Corp as I see in Cannabis Wheaton.
Right.
Canopy Growth Corp had huge growth potential. And Cannabis Wheaton has huge growth potential. And as the industry grows in the next 5-10 years, and all of those companies they're investing in become profitable and start turning these quarters. And remember what I said, Canadian companies are very, very conservative. They hold their cash in the bank. They use the stock to go and acquire companies, which is what they should be doing. It's the only reason why companies are public in the first place. If you wanted to use your cash, you might as well have stayed private. But if you want to use stock, then you might as well go public, because now you can keep your cash in the bank and show good, profitable quarters, which enhances credibility with shareholders. That's how you grow a company. And as you acquire your assets, which are real businesses, with your stock, which is liquid because everybody's buying it, then you've got a really great business. And that's what Canopy Growth Corp has done. And that's why if you look at my videos from last year, and even the videos that we did together, I always was calling Canopy Growth Corp the LeBron James of medical marijuana stocks.
I remember that.
I said it from day one. I will still say it to this day. They are the LeBron James of medical marijuana stocks. They are the example that everybody else wants to meet.
Right.
They set the standard. And I
Got
was
it.
correct about it. And they have been a home run.
Yeah.
They've been a home run, but it was a long-term home run. There was a lot of peaks and valleys along the way,
Yeah.
Dave. There's a
Yeah.
lot of times that they went up, and then they came back down. And then they went up. I mean, I remember the run from like $1, $2 to $5. Then it retracted. Then it went to like 2 or 3. Then it went all the way to like 17.
Yeah.
Like it just went all the way to 17. And
Crazy.
people got caught up in that. And then it went all the way back down to as low as 6, I believe. And then it went all the way up to 44.
Yeah.
And now it's back to 24 here. And I think it's at 32 in Canada, right? If I pull
Yep.
it up on the TSX, it's at 32.
Yep.
Still
Yep.
very high.
Yeah.
It's still, I believe it's more than a 10 bagger if you look at the historical charts over the last year when I was telling everybody that these companies were going to explode.
Yeah.
And I was telling everybody these companies were huge winners, and they were. And what's happening now is I see the same trend. I see the same pattern. And it's happening. And I just dropped a bunch of videos. Haiku is another one, HIKU. Get to know that one, David?
Yep. I remember you talked about haiku. Okay, so Canopy Growth Corp, for those who don't know, WEED, great ticker symbol, WEED in Canada, and in the United States it is TWMJF. And these are all down today. Maybe not a bad day to pick some up if you want to. You have to do your own due diligence, make your own decisions, of course. We are not licensed or registered investment advisors. And you mentioned haiku, which HIKU in Canada. In the United States, it is DJACF. DJACF. That's an interesting one. That's one I was not aware of until you mentioned it. I want to take a look at that one. Haiku Brands Company Limited. Perhaps we could just say what they do. First of all, Haiku, formerly Doja Cannabis Company, is a Canada-based producer of handcrafted cannabis. I remember reading that a couple days ago when you made a video about, or more than a couple days ago when you made a video about it. I'm wondering, handcrafted cannabis, is that like a boutique pot shop? What's going on with that? Handcrafted cannabis.
Oh, no.
The company's cannabis brands include Doja, Tokyo Smoke, Vanderpop. It's a licensed cannabis producer based in BC, British Columbia, and serves the medicinal and recreational markets. So, and they also operate retail spaces selling coffee, cannabis accessories, and design products. Sounds like a boutique shop with fancy pot. Am I right?
You're a smart guy, Dave. This is a company, I'm telling you, that will explode.
Okay.
Tokyo Smoke, man. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Tokyo Smoke, man. These companies are just like, there's like one winner after another winner, after another winner, after another winner. And I'm telling you guys right now, man, it's hard to say it, like, because I can't tell people what to do, but you got to pay attention to what's going on here because, I mean, there's not enough money. I don't have enough money to invest in all these companies. I want to. It's my goal to get all of these companies because there are just so many great companies, and this is just another one.
Yeah, I find it interesting. Haiku is up today pretty significantly, about 4%. When the entire industry is down, Haiku was down earlier today, and it's coming up like a rocket right now. So today might not be the ideal day to buy because, as Rich always says, you want to buy in the red, sell in the green. But on the other hand, if your outlook is long term, 4% this way or that way is not even that significant because you're looking for to double your money or get a 2, 5, or 10 bagger eventually. Just like when Rich called out Canopy Growth Corp a long time ago, and now look where it is, much higher. And if you want to check out what Rich is up to, don't forget to go to www.richtvlive.com. If you're on his channel right now, or if you're on my channel, go to his channel, hit that subscribe button. On my channel, I'll put links to all these below the video in the description. Make it easy for you just to click on those. And don't forget to subscribe to Rich's channel for all these picks. And Rich, you don't only do marijuana stocks, you also do cryptocurrencies. I know that. You do sports, you do travel. you also do the latest breaking news, just generally speaking. Would that be accurate as far as what you tend to focus on with your videos?
Yeah, I think our channel is just a place for us to talk about what's the most trending topics,
Hmm.
and a place for us to share ideas as entrepreneurs. Being a
Okay.
serial entrepreneur, someone that has my hands involved in a lot of different things like stocks, cryptocurrency, real estate. I love to travel. Um, I think that, life is fun. You got to
Yeah.
enjoy it, and you got to enjoy those beautiful moments. And it could be little things like winning a little trade. It could be a vacation. It could be going to your kid's hockey game.
Hmm.
Those, it could be, those moments with your significant other. It's just, that's what life's about. So I think, I see YouTube as just one of the greatest platforms on earth, and
Yep.
it allows us to express ourselves in a lot of ways. And I'm just interested in what's happening on a
Right.
global scale and on what's happening on YouTube. And I'm excited to contribute to bringing new information
Yeah.
and bringing
It's
it in an
yeah,
educational and an entertaining way and a
absolutely
unique way. Um,
right.
I see that there's so many uh, things to talk about. So,
Yep.
it's hard for me personally to put myself into one niche. And I know there's a lot of YouTubers that do that, but I find it difficult because there's just so many things to talk about. And
Sure.
I love cryptocurrencies, but like when you look at the cryptocurrencies, like let's be honest,
Let's take a
um,
look.
like let's look at Bitcoin. Like where's Bitcoin right now? Like Bitcoin's kind of, it's been doing what it's been doing, right? It's,
Kind of range bound.
you
I
know,
remember it went up to about almost 20,000, let's say 19,500 US dollars per Bitcoin. Then it crashed down to 7,000 something. Now it's up almost 10,000. I mean, I know it's down today. It's down about 9% today. All the cryptos are down. Again, I saw people on Facebook freaking out. Oh my Lord, it's down 10%, 9% today. When cryptos go down 10% in a day, do you lose sleep at night? Does that bother you, or do you just look at it as like, hey, this is part of the game that we play?
well, I mean, you have to look at it as this is part of the game that we play, first of all,
Yeah,
because that's what we signed up for. And we
yeah,
knew getting into cryptocurrencies that was very risky because you hear about it every day.
yeah,
So I believe these opportunities of volatility are simply just opportunities to make money. As a
yeah.
trader, as an investor, that's how I look at it. I don't get emotional about it. I know that
Right,
maybe people get emotional about it. I don't, because I've been investing for so long that I just do not get emotional about it. And
right.
when I see red, I see opportunity. When I see green, I think sell. I don't
There you
think
go.
buy when I see green.
Right.
People see green, they think buy. I'm like, no, 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 no. That's what I'm thinking,
Yeah,
sell. So I'm just grateful that I'm in the game right now. So what
yeah,
I've been
yeah.
doing is I've been accumulating. Since I've been back, I've been buying Ripple,
Okay.
and I'm going to continue to buy Ripple. So, and Ripple's going down even more. So I'm going to buy more. And you say, why? I have like 9,965 Ripple.
Right.
It's my favorite crypto. That's
Yeah.
why I'm buying it. I believe long term it has the most potential. I might be wrong. I might lose on it. But I'm willing to take that bet because of their history. Their
Sure.
history, just in the last year. I mean, let's look at their chart, right?
Oh, since you first called it out, it's up huge. Even if it's down 9% today, so what? When you called it, it was way, way, way lower, much, much, much lower than it is now. That's for sure.
When I got in,
Um,
it was around. When I got in, it was around May, June is when I
mm,
got in. When it was around
yeah,
21 cents. Okay,
21
and
cents.
you
Now it's
can
82
see
cents.
you can
So,
see all my videos. I was actually talking about it since it was at around like 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I started talking about it. I got in
yeah,
around 20, but I have bought some at higher prices. I'm not going to lie. I've been accumulating it just because
right.
I really like it, and I'm
Yeah,
impatient. But I believe long term these coins are going to be worth more. So that's why I'm accumulating Ripple. But you could see how it exploded. It went as high as I remember it going as high as $3.60. Okay.
Yeah.
This chart shows it as high as 280. But let's just imagine it went here, and it's come
Right.
all the way back down, and it's come down even lower than where it is today, where it's at like 82 cents, and then it just came back up, and then it's come back down. It's come back up. Now it's coming back down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep accumulating it, and the more it
Right.
goes down, the more I'm going to buy, and I'm going to wait for the next pump.
Right.
Right? And then the next pump that happens, and I admitted it to my entire community. When it got here, I should have sold, and I didn't.
Right.
And I knew what I did wrong. But I admitted it. I said, hey, guys,
Yeah.
I made a mistake. This
Right.
went up. I got emotional, and I didn't sell. I should have sold. Right? And some people got angry at me, and some people, Richard, you shouldn't admit when you're wrong. And some people like, man, yeah, you should have sold. And everyone, takes their jabs, whatever.
Yeah.
As a trader, I have to admit I was wrong so that the next time it happens before my eyes, I will sell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've been there before. This has
Right.
happened to me so many times. So this will eventually go back here, and it will surpass this.
Mm.
The key will be, will I be able to have the discipline to sell?
Yeah.
Because at that
I'm
point
sure you
in
will.
time,
I'm
will
sure you
I
will.
be drinking the Kool-Aid thinking, oh, it's going to go to 10? Because remember, I got 10,000 coins, right? So if it goes to
Right.
$10, that's $100,000. And I'm a
Right.
happy camper.
Right.
Because you sure as hell know I didn't spend $100,000 to get that $100,000. So
Right.
for me, that's the way I like to trade, to find
Sure.
those diamonds in the rough. And
Yeah.
if I have to go and identify that one diamond, and for me it's Ripple, amongst all the others, then that's the way I like to trade. Now, do
Yeah.
I have Ethereum? Yes, I have Ethereum. Do I have Bitcoin? Yes, I have Bitcoin. Do I have Stellar Lumens? Yes, I have Stellar Lumens. Do I have RDD? Do I have, I have lots of other coins. I don't want to talk about all of them right now, but I have lots of them. So, you know what I mean? Like, I accumulate them like a squirrel accumulates nuts, man. I don't know how else to explain it. And same with the marijuana stocks. I accumulate the best ones that I like.
Sure. That
Don't ever
makes
buy
sense.
something because I told you I bought it. That would be
Right.
silly. I'm not investing in anything because someone else told me they bought it. I'm
That's right.
investing in Ripple because I see all the banks want to work with Ripple.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
long term, I believe Ripple could one day go to $10. I believe in my heart it might even go to 100 one day. It might take 5 or 10 years, but if it does, I'll make $1 million. So
Yeah.
as an investor, that's kind of the way I think. And that's the way Warren Buffett would do his investing because he looks 20 years down the road.
Yeah.
And I look at him as my mentor. I study him as an investor. I follow his principles. And I look at Ripple as a revolutionary technology. And that's why all the banks are using Ripple.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the banks would be using Bitcoin Cash, or they would
Right.
be using Neo, or they would be using some other technology other than Ripple. So the way my mind works is, will Ripple be here in 20 years? And in my mind, it's yes. Will Canopy Growth Corp be here in 20 years? In my mind, yes. Will Aurora Cannabis, ACB, ACBFF, in America, will it be here in 20 years? Yes. They will be some of the biggest companies in the world in 20 years. This is why I'm investing in them now. Right?
Makes sense.
And maybe, short term it's going to go up and down, but I really don't get concerned with that. That's when I just buy more.
Right. That makes sense. Warren Buffett's favorite holding period is forever. And that doesn't mean you have to hold forever. I believe Rich is doing a modified version of that because he's not holding forever. He's selling when it spikes way, way, way up. And that's where the discipline comes in. So we're somewhere between forever and, we're not day traders. We're not, we're not all that concerned about day-to-day price movements. We're concerned about the bigger picture, and we're concerned about whether these companies or currencies have a future. Ripple, I remember when Ripple wasn't even in the top 10 on World Coin Index or CoinMarketCap.com. which are two good websites, by the way, to look up the most popular cryptocurrencies. Now, Ripple is number 4. Believe it or not, it's in the top 5 in terms of market cap of cryptocurrencies. Not that long ago, most people had never heard of Ripple. But then banks started talking about it, started having a positive view on it, and that gives it some real potential, because that means there's buy-in. Okay, this is not just some obscure cryptocurrency that could easily fall out of the top 10. Okay, it has a lot of potential there. And also, yeah, there it is, Ripple. And again, you gave a price target. Right now, it's 82 cents. You're thinking, what, maybe even $10 one day. Man, that would be great.
I see a day that Ripple goes to $10 without a doubt. Will it stay there? I don't know. If it goes to $10 right now, I have myself $100,000. So as an investor, that's the way I have to think. If I think it's going to go down, why am I buying it?
Right.
I mean, call me a dreamer, but,
right.
I just think it's a technology that's going to be around. That's why the banks are using it. If the banks had the opportunity to test every single cryptocurrency and they chose to choose Ripple, 150 banks worldwide are using Ripple.
Right. Right.
I mean, for me, that is a good indicator that it has some groundbreaking technology. You might hear it here first, that they might be taking over Swift code, right? They might take over the entire wire process because it's faster and it's cheaper than the banks, for the banks to do a Swift code wire transaction. So it's going to reduce the bank's wire costs by 50%. It's going to reduce the time it takes for them to execute a wire, because it'll be 4 seconds versus being right now hours, sometimes days, for them to execute a transaction. So this is the reason why the banks are utilizing Ripple. So for me, it's a long-term approach. I don't know how long it's going to take for people to clue into what's going on. But once people realize, hey, this is the cheapest cryptocurrency and it's the best. Right. I mean, for me, I think at that point it's going to be a free-for-all. Could I see it going to $100?
It is one of the cheapest ones out there.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the news, trying to figure out why cryptocurrencies went down so much today. It says here on cnet.com, Bitcoin, it says Bitcoin plunges, but we all know that if Bitcoin plunges, all the other coins tend to go down as well. Bitcoin plunges after SEC, that's the United States Security and Exchange Commission, warns about cryptocurrency exchanges. Virtual currencies may be a bold new technology frontier, but marketplaces where you can buy and sell them are not exempt from fraud. The U.S. SEC warned of, quote, potentially unlawful exchanges where you can buy and sell the virtual cryptocurrencies. Now, to you and me, Rich, this is old news. Yeah, there has been malfeasance in some of the exchanges. It's true. I just think it's funny how people would panic sell their Bitcoin because the SEC announced that yes, there has been fraud, there has been hacking, or whatever they claim. Yeah, we knew that already. Doesn't it, Rich? Does it drive you crazy when people panic sell based on quote unquote news like this?
No, because those are the opportunities for me to buy. I'm going to say it over and over again, and people are going to, don't take this the wrong way, guys. This is just for entertainment and education purposes, okay? When I say this, when people cry, I buy. Okay? So when they beat their chest and say how great they are, I sell. Okay. And trust me, I've done it. I've beat my chest and, oh my goodness, I'm up so much. And then it goes down, and then I'm holding the bag. And I'm doing that with Ripple, and I admitted it. So the only way for me to justify it in my mind is to accumulate more, because I believe in it. And I was right the first time. But instead of beating my chest like I did the first time, this time when it goes up to $3 or $4 or $5, I'm going to sell.
You're going to sell. Yeah.
I'm going to pull the trigger, and I'm going to pull that money out, and I'm going to put it into my marijuana stocks, because long term, I believe nothing can stop them. Like nothing.
Right.
Because they are already government licensed through Health Canada. They've got the green light to grow. So they're good to go. So for the marijuana stocks, for me, that is my bread and butter right now. I'm not going to lie. Now,
Okay.
do I love the cryptocurrencies? Am I fascinated by them? Do I love ICOs? Am I going to continue to do reviews? Am I going to continue to do interviews? Yes. I love educating myself. I love educating the public. I love learning about new technology. But I also understand that there is a serious concern with hacking. There's a serious concern with fraud. There's a serious concern with people's money. There's been lots of cases of different companies that have gone sideways and people have lost money. I've lost money on multiple different investment platforms in 2017. I was willing to take those risks. So in 2018, I'm no longer willing to take those risks. I'm going to be protecting everybody's money. And the way I'm going to do that, the best way I know how, is by investing in the safest and the best investments that I know. Now, the safest and best investments that I know that I'm investing in are still investments like GBTC, which are very volatile, right? But long term, if you believe in Bitcoin, GBTC might be one of the best stocks to own, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
for those who don't know,
long term,
that's
this could be
the Bitcoin Investment Trust, GBTC. If you have a stock brokerage account and you don't have a Coinbase account or Binance or anything like that, you can buy GBTC, and GBTC actually owns Bitcoin, quite a bit of it. So that's one way to get in, just through your E-Trade account or Schwab or Fidelity, whatever you might, TD Ameritrade. I know that they all will allow you to buy and sell GBTC, which used to be expensive, by the way. Now GBTC is what, 15, 16 bucks? Let me see. GBTC nowadays is, $15.66 a share. Pretty affordable, I would say, for most people. Today, it is down about the same amount as Bitcoin itself. It's down about 9%. And Bitcoin itself is down, I believe, about the same thing. Yeah, about 9%. So it follows Bitcoin. It's not totally flexible where you can, buy Ripple or Litecoin or something like that. It's just Bitcoin. But if you believe in Bitcoin, that's one way to get in. And Rich talked about that quite a while ago, and he continues to mention it today as a possible way to get in if you're willing to ride that roller coaster. Not such an easy roller coaster, though, for emotional people. Would you agree, Rich? For people with a weak heart, not so easy?
And listen, the markets are not for the faint of heart. They never have been. They never will be. These markets are difficult. I seem cool, calm, and collected, but I don't like it when I lose. I don't like it when the markets go down. Nobody does.
Yeah.
But long term, when you look at the chart of any company that is on the markets, the companies that grow their revenues, that grow their acquisitions, that grow and build a good, strong management team, that have good products, those companies' price appreciation in the markets will also grow historically.
Yeah.
There is historical evidence to prove this. So when you know that you have the historical evidence of all time investing history backing you, that long term, when you invest in good companies like Canopy Growth Corp, right? If you believe in the marijuana industry, Canopy Growth Corp trading today at $24. I thought I would never see this last year.
Yeah.
I thought I would see it, but I never really believed I would be here, going in a time warp and saying, look, guys, I told you so, right? But I got all the videos saying that I believed this would happen. And it's happened. Now, has it happened with all the companies? No. Have most of the companies that I talked about, especially the ones in the HMMJ ETF, gone up? Yes. Every single one went up in 2017 except for one. And the one that didn't go up, I think it was Invictus MD, it went down like 3%. And it's not even substantial. And the other ones all were up like hundreds, some of them thousands of percent. CBW is up 3,200% in the last year alone.
Wow. Unbelievable. Incredible.
I mean,
And
that's
you know,
incredible.
people can't argue. You can't argue with winners like that. And
No.
so even if you can afford to take a few small losses or even a couple of sizable losses if you have that many winners to more than make up for it. Rich is not claiming to be perfect, and neither am I. If you're looking for a guru who is perfect, that's not a good goal. That's not a recipe for success. Anybody who goes online and claims 100% success is probably a fraud. Okay, so Rich TV Live is the place to be. RichTVLive.com. Head on over there if you want to find an exchange where you can trade these cryptocurrencies. He's got a bunch of them over there on RichTVLive.com. He's also got ICO opportunities. Yep, there they are, a whole bunch of them, as well as informational resources over there, and places where you can just trade stocks as well. So if you're into the marijuana stocks, because you have to find a broker that will allow that type of trading. There it is. Okay, a whole bunch of them. Plus some resources. I see investing.com over there. Some great stuff. Barchart.com. Because you want to do your own research, do your own due diligence, learn about these companies yourself. Don't buy it just because Rich or I might be buying it. Okay, that's something you can look at, but you have to make your own decisions at the end of the day. Wow, what a great day to be in the markets. And most people don't think like that because it's red. But you know what? Aurora, great company.
Love this
If
company.
it's
It's
in the
my number
red,
one pick, Dave. This is a company that I've been talking about last year since it was at $2. Obviously now it's around $10 in Canada. You could see right here. This is why I love it. Over the
yep.
last year, it's up 534%.
Mm,
Aurora has made
wow.
me a lot of money, man. And you
Yep.
know what? I'll be honest with you. I love any company that makes me money. And I remember
Yep.
sitting here talking about Aurora last year at the exact same time when it wasn't
Yep.
going up. And people are like, oh, Rich, it's not going up. You're wrong. You're wrong. And now I don't see anybody saying that. So
Right.
I just know that we're going to see history repeat itself. And I don't anticipate the markets to go explode anytime soon. I don't expect it to happen until September. I think
Okay.
between now and September, my prediction is that you will see it go up and down, up and down, up and down. We may see another good run in the marijuana stocks. It will be short lived. It won't be real. It will be a pump fake, okay? This is my prediction. Okay, you heard it here
Mm,
first. It'll be a pump fake. It will go good, and then it'll come back down like it is now. And in the summertime, it'll do the same thing. It'll trick you a few times to thinking it's going to be a good run, and then it's going to go into a graveyard effect again. And then in
mm,
September, it will be a resurrection. And then September until January is when you will see a huge explosion in the marijuana stock market, and you will see my picks come to fruition. You heard it here
mm,
first. That's why I'm going to take the next 6 months to give you guys all the best picks that I'm watching, all the best picks that I'm buying. Because I know right now they're not high. I know right now is a good time to buy. I can't tell people when to buy. Buy when it's in the red, guys. Okay? Don't buy when they're up. Please, don't ever buy when they're up. Always buy when they're in the red. But right now, I am accumulating. I will continue to accumulate the biggest and the best companies that are undervalued. And when I make a position in a company, I'll let you guys know because I just want to be honest with people about everything that I do.
yep. That's Aurora Cannabis, the one you just mentioned. ACB in Canada, ACBFF on the United States over-the-counter markets, but available on most, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, Schwab, all those.
I love this
Um,
company, Dave. Aurora Cannabis is a monster. I mean, like,
yeah.
I see a day, call me Rich Tradamus. All the richaholics out there know. I see a day Aurora Cannabis is trading at $100, man. You call me
Wow.
crazy. Um, you know, I'm gonna be buying and selling all the way up. Like you mentioned one thing, and you said, when is a good time to sell? I'm gonna tell you guys, I sell whenever I see a profit.
Mm,
That's the best way to answer that question.
yeah.
I'm in and out of the market all the time. When am I out?
Right.
When I see a profit.
Right.
When am I holding? When I'm down. It's pretty
Right.
simple. And then when it's up, I'm selling. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how I trade. And then when it goes back down, I buy again. And then I wait till it runs. And then when it runs, I sell. And it's just like
Right.
same thing, taking profits all the way through. I'm
Yep.
always in the game.
Yep.
Always. So for me, it's like learning how to read that chart and learning how to buy at the bottom of the chart and learning how to be a sniper, learning how to be a ninja, and learning how to be patient because I'm still so impatient. You know, I'm still realizing myself when I'm trading, I'm so impatient and I have to get so much better. But
Yeah.
when you invest in good companies, they're very forgiving.
That's right. You can be wrong for a while. You can be down 10, 20% or even more for a while, and you can make that money back if it's a great company
That's right.
or cryptocurrency or whatever with longevity. Socrates once said, "Know thyself." And so if you have a problem with patience or whatever, just know that, be aware of it and fix it. Get over it. Learn to play the game because the market is going to give you profits when it's good and ready. Maybe it's not ready right now. That's okay. Today, most of these that we've met, haiku is up. The rest of the ones we've mentioned are all down today. Does that mean buy it? You have to make the decision, but I'm certainly looking at them. That's for sure. All right. And don't forget to join Rich's WhatsApp group. Just go to WhatsApp, download it on your phone. It costs you nothing. And that way you can communicate with Rich and his team, his group. On a daily basis. He's on there regularly. So even when he was on vacation, he spent a lot of his time on vacation watching the markets, believe it or not. So he's the eyes and ears for all of us, even though you have to make your own decisions, of course. Wow, Rich, what a great day to be in the markets. And most people don't say things like that when the markets are down so much. But I view it as an opportunity because I'm listening to your ideas and your concepts, which I think are winners. This has been really amazing. Did I miss anything, Rich?
Yeah, guys, Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. I am not a licensed advisor. Please do not buy anything that you heard on my show ever, that I ever talk about, ever, ever, ever. Always do your own due diligence. Buy a stock or cryptocurrency or a piece of real estate because you love it. That's what I do, so that when I make an investment, I can't blame anybody else. I can't pass judgment on anybody else. I don't want to be honest with you. I don't want to lay blame or pass judgment on anybody else. I want to be able to live with myself knowing that I bought the best investment that money could buy.
Right. That's
right?
it.
And
That's what it's all about.
there's something that happened here, guys. Please, guys, if you haven't, go and subscribe to David Moadel. He does an amazing job of what he does. He's the most honest guy on YouTube, best guy to work with. I love David Moadel, guys. Subscribe to David Moadel, please, and go to all of his channels and all of his social media. And he is an amazing guy to work with. And thank you, David, for everything you do. And as far as what's going on YouTube, did you get a chance to look into the boxing thing?
Yeah, I did. It's really blowing up now. It's a big deal.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So the next thing that's happened is Vitaly and Fuzi. Fuzi went on this trip with Vitaly to Brazil. They go on this trip. These guys are buddies. They're two big YouTubers. They both got like 10 million subscribers each. Vitaly did a bunch of stuff in Brazil, and now Fuzi, 4 years later, is coming out and essentially coming out and saying he's done some really bad things, like publicly on YouTube. And it's become really bad. And now they're the next big fight. Vitaly versus Fuzi. And they're going to box, but it's gotten really personal.
Yeah.
It's bad. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it that another person would go on YouTube to make those allegations, which if you're going to make those allegations, to me as a man, go to the police station.
Yeah.
Don't go on YouTube and incriminate somebody on YouTube through YouTube 4 years later without any evidence and without the ability for you to even go to the police. So it's crazy. And now he wants to use the boxing ring to settle it. And I just think that Vitaly's gonna, if he gets his hands on Fuzi, he's going to smash him. I can't wait.
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
Unbelievable. Things are taking an ugly turn, but we're going to watch it, though. I won't lie to you.
It's crazy. It's gotten really personal, David, like too far, I believe, for YouTube. I think if you are going to make an accusation with someone, you need to go to the police. For you to go to YouTube and make those types of accusations that he assaulted women, Man, it's bad. It's
Yeah.
too much for me to see. But this is what's happening. This is where it's going, Dave. So
Yeah.
I think it's refreshing that we can just come out here and we can talk about the news, talk about what's happening, keep people updated, and
Right.
that's what I want to use this platform for. And hopefully we don't have to get into the ring, you and me, to And if we do, we got to be like tag team, me and you on the same team,
That's right.
right? And
We'll take on the haters.
That's right, and we'll fight.
But not in a violent way. We'll I'll tell you what. We'll do a different type of competition, whatever it is. Okay, just we are a non-violent group over here. We're friendly, and we're not all about the fighting. All right. Heck, I love my haters, and I invite them to comment on the videos. If you got a problem with something we're doing, let us know. We're open. We're listening, and we're not here to fight. All right, we're here to make money and to help people build their lives, and that's what it's all about. I know that Rich is doing some good work in the Dominican Republic, some charitable. He's involved with charity type organizations. He doesn't like to talk about it and boast about it, but I'll brag for him. He's doing it. Okay, so the money's going to a good use. And plus we all, we have families that we're taking care of, some of us. And so this is, we pride ourselves on our ethics as well as our profits. And that's what it's all about. So as it says right over there, stay tuned. And, stay tuned, looking at the markets, stay tuned to Rich TV Live. We're going to bring you the latest and the best. Rich, do you have any outro music for us to take us out today?
Yeah, I think I can find something. Let's see.
There you go. Rich, he's got the Rich theme music, which I always enjoy listening to. Mm-hmm. So I want to thank everybody for watching and listening. This is going out on both of our channels. And I'm telling you, we're taking over YouTube one video at a time. And it's thanks to you guys. So there you go. All right. Yeah, I like it. Bam. All right, looking at the markets and Rich TV Live. Thanks a lot, Rich, for everything you do. I really appreciate it. Check out his channel. Check out his WhatsApp group. Check out his richtvlive.com website. Thanks a lot, everybody.